There we go. Hey, welcome back to Haywire Homestead. Got this nifty little thing that sits on my dash now. But we are heading to a farmer's market to set up. We did a fall festival yesterday. Gabe's with me. So we had a lot of fun yesterday. We did really well. I was really happy about it. But the purpose for just coming on, I don't even know if anybody's actually going to join us or not. But I thought I'd share some really exciting news with you guys. We were hanging out at a market last Saturday, and there was a food truck there. They sell coffee and teas and breakfast sandwiches, and they do some lunch stuff. So anyway, apparently they hadn't had their truck out in a while because they actually started a regular brick and mortar store. Long story short, we got to talking. He asked me about what the things I bring to the farmer's market is, and one of them, of course, is homemade jams and jellies. And he asked me if I had a hot pepper jelly. And I said, yes, I have a jalapeno pepper jelly that I make. He said, well, if you'd like to do it on a larger scale, could you please bring us a sample down to my wife and have her check it, because the one that we were using we can't get anymore, and we've been looking for a new one. So the next day, I took a small sample jar down and gave her my contact info. And the middle of this past week, she got back to me, and she said she loved it and she would like to use it on one of their specialty sandwiches. So I have been scrambling to pick enough jalapeno peppers, and I didn't have enough, so I did have to go to the local Amish produce auction, and I was able to pick up a whole bunch of jalapenos to make sure that I can supply her throughout the winter.
Yay!
But we settled on a wholesale price, and I'm making it in pints for them. And this morning, I am taking them their first delivery of hot jalapeno pepper jelly. So I am super, super excited about this.
And this is the first time I get to meet him.
Oh, yeah. Gabe's going to go with me because we are packed up for the farmer's market, and then he's going to go with me to drop off the pint jars for the order of jalapeno pepper jelly to this
because I also help
coffee shop.
Because I also help because we're going to the farmer's market. I help every time.
Yeah, Gabe is my helper at the farmer's market. He's my tomato guru.
It's because I'm so cute that people can't resist buying stuff from me.
Yeah, so since he's cute, nobody can say no to him. Yeah. And since I'm driving, if you comment, I'll look at him later because I don't want to be doing that when I'm driving. So yeah, we are now in business with a small local coffee house that makes breakfast sandwiches and stuff. And our hot jalapeno pepper jelly is going to be on one of their specialty sandwiches. So it is really, really cool. Actually, the jalapeno pepper jelly, I'm surprised, is a pretty popular one.
Because people pour it over cream cheese and eat it with crackers.
Yes, since it's the bomb on cream cheese. But, my little thingy's flipping, sorry. But we're going to head down there and drop that off. We're not going to video that, of course. But I just thought I would share the news with everyone here. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I was watching M.I. Gardner this morning, and he did a video on the 10 things you can plant in September, which I thought was a pretty good idea. So I went ahead and watched it this morning, and he talked about how green beans, actually, for most people in September, it's not too late. So, we're south of Michigan, and he said even he will usually get a couple of harvests off because it's a shorter harvest, time until it's ready, about 55 days, if I remember correctly. Probably, I'm sure it's dependent on the variety. But that was one of them. Another one was mustard greens, and another one was radishes, and then arugula. I can't remember all the other ones. I'll probably have to go back and watch it again. So I just told my husband, why don't we go ahead, and in the section that we're planning on planting sweet corn next year to sell at market, why don't we go ahead and plant some green beans, because they give nitrogen back. And even if we don't get anything off of them, we can just till them under, and they'll break down over the winter. The worms will eat them, and then we'll have nitrogen added naturally back to the soil in order for our corn to go really well, because corn is a big nitrogen sucker. So we're going to be doing that. And then I think I'm probably going to go ahead and plant some radishes too and see how they sell at market. We're not big radish eaters. And if anyone has a suggestion on how to keep them fresher, I don't know if a Ziploc bag might work better, but I noticed that they tend to get kind of soft pretty quickly after picking. So if anybody knows a trick to that one, paper towel, damp paper towel inside a Ziploc baggie, something, that would be awesome. Let's see what else. We still got plenty of stuff going good in the high tunnel. The zucchini are pretty much done. Yellow squash, I think I'm going to plant less yellow squash next year because we can't sell it fast enough and we don't eat enough of it. Let's see what else. I saved some seeds of red Marconi peppers for my mom, so that way, and as well as some Mamma Mia roses, which are two. My brain is not working this morning. Apparently, I need coffee. What was I saying? This is called Hashimoto brain, guys. Okay.
I don't know what you
Mid-sentence, I will totally forget what I'm saying. It's not that much fun. I feel like I have a major memory issue. Well, you know what? I guess I'll go ahead and tell you guys about that too. Actually, with my Hashimoto's, I went and made a decision because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I decided to make an appointment with a doctor who does natural treatment. He looks for the root cause of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because every doctor I've gone to has said Hashimoto's is, you just have Hashimoto's and your levels are fine. You should be fine. There's no reason for you. There's nothing wrong with you. So after 5 doctors telling me nothing was wrong with me, I decided that, enough is enough. I'd pretty much given up, to tell you guys the truth. But with my mom really pushing me, she got me to go. And I don't know if anybody's heard of Dr. Peter Osborne out in Texas, but he wrote a book called No Grain, No Pain. I believe he also wrote another one called Wheat Belly. Oh, yeah, well, you got it upside down. Well, look backwards here. This is the book. And I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying that it is a really good book. But anyway, I went to him. It's not covered by insurance, so unfortunately it can be costly. But based off of having an appointment with him, virtually, of course, and all of his details, like you write a book about your life, about your symptoms and your diet, and even, like how you were born and raised and all that stuff. So I had to do that, and then they decided on what test to order, and I had to do a bunch of tests. Some of them were at home, some of them were blood work I had to go in for. They just connected me with local labs. And long story short, they found a lot of things that I was deficient in. One of them, and even though I take a vitamin D supplement, one of them in particular was vitamin D. Vitamin D3 was very deficient, and there were several others. So the other thing they did was, it's called an ELISA test, where you find out what you're allergic to. So you can find out what severe reactions to food and some chemicals are. You also find out delayed inflammatory response, basically. And I found out that I need to stay away from sugar. Maple sugar apparently right now is a problem for me. Chicken eggs, people. Chicken eggs. Leave the dash alone.
I'm not touching.
Mr. Fingers here. So I found out about chicken eggs, beets, grapeseed oil, a couple of different chemicals. Most of them aren't used in the U.S., thankfully. I'm trying to think of what else was there. Lobster. Well, I really don't eat lobster. So long story short, I have to eliminate those things, continue to eliminate gluten, which I already was on a gluten-free diet. But I was on more of a traditional gluten-free diet, so now it's no corn, no rice. I can have duck eggs, though. And my mom raises ducks, so I get to have duck eggs. Let's see, what else? And then avoid those other items for 6 months. I'm on a ton of supplements right now. I have to take 4 times a day. So that's kind of a pain because, trying to make sure I take them every day, or if I go somewhere, make sure I take them with me, and I've forgotten twice. So I just started the supplements a week ago. So far, I'm not really noticing a whole lot of improvement, but they said it could take a little while. So I have a follow-up appointment with him on Tuesday. So we'll see what he has to say. They also did some other tests that he has to discuss with me that I don't have the results back for yet. So we'll see. I will say I'm not as stiff in the morning and not quite as painful when I wake up. So I do think that that's that's way better. Would you say my mood's any better, Good? I'm not
I
quite
would say,
so grumpy and anxious.
I would say you're not as grumpy or anxious.
Okay, that's good.
But another thing is Bad Thing and Stacy. I just want to congratulate them on working so hard in the cabin.
Oh, Gabe wants to congratulate Doug and Stacy on how hard they've been working on the cabin for his mom, and it looks great.
It really has been looking better.
Well, next time we go over that way, we got to go over and see it
in
person. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I can't think of anything else to tell you guys. And I will try to take you guys on a garden tour. The buck has to come out of the paddock. What? Please stop. The buck is coming out of the goat paddock today because he's actually been in there for 50 days. So pretty sure everybody's pregnant. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull him out and put him back in his pen and move my young girls back over into the paddock. Matilda, which is our little dairy Nubian, she got sick and had pneumonia, but she's doing better. So she's going to be, as soon as she puts on a little bit of weight, she lost a little bit. So I'm going to get her to gain a little bit of weight. So probably the end of this month, she will be going over to a friend of mine's house who has a clean tested herd of Nubians and has a registered buck, and she'll be going over for a date. So I don't know if the reception's not the greatest at her place, so I'll see if I can't record a video, and then that way I can post, her getting to go on her date. We'll see about that. I think that's about it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope everyone has an awesome Sunday, and fingers crossed that we sell out at the market. Oh, there was a pothole. Ugh. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.